Mr. Mayor.
So this is the Debenture Committee Agenda 2 for Tuesday, the 25th of January, 2022, being held through electronic participation. It's my phone. We have simultaneous interpretation of this committee. Caitlin, not sure it says that we do.
Mr. Mayor, we do not have any request for simultaneous interpretation.
Okay.
Meeting, so it'll be broadcast live in the language in the meeting.
Okay. Declarations of interest. Confirmation of minutes, Debenture Committee minutes number 1, 29th of October 2021. Carried. Adopté. Finance Services Department, Corporate Finance Services bylaw to authorize an $86 million debenture issue. Ms. Stevenson, could you give us a summary of what the money is going to be used for and why we should approve this at this moment? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor, and the opportunity to speak to the issue. It's an $86 million issue. We're actually doing a reopening of an existing debenture. The timing in terms of that works very well, and the markets are a little bit more volatile than they were last year. The timing was good for us to issue this. The market reacted very well in terms of the actual purchase of this, and the monies will go towards things like bridge rehabilitations, sewer work, and storm work as well. And this one is it's a non-green debenture because there are no climate change projects or things related to LRT associated with it. And that's one of the reasons you're seeing that it's actually so small. So the market reacted well, and we are ready to launch.
Okay, Councillor Dudas, questions or comments?
Yes, I did have a question. Just you noted that this is going to go into some of our key infrastructure projects like bridge rehabilitation, sewer work. How does that not conform to a green debenture? I would naturally assume that some of those projects would have green implications.
The majority of it is rehabilitation work for existing assets that we do have. And I see that our manager of Treasury has come on, and I'm just going to ask Mark if he has further comments associated with this issue.
We have a very specific green bond framework that projects have to meet. It is something that we're going to take an extensive look at adding maybe additional projects to green. So that's a work in project. But right now they has to meet a certain criteria to hit our green bond framework, and the projects in there at this time don't meet that criteria.
And then my other question was, you had mentioned, Wendy, about the timing is particularly well, and you spoke a little bit about that with regards to the markets, but can you just elaborate a little bit on the timing and why it is so advantageous for the city?
Yep, we had a very good rate in terms of what the pricing was in the marketplace. And traditionally, our debenture issues are well accepted and purchased in the marketplace as well. They're really good products. And because we have put this into what we call a bond reopening or a debenture reopening, it kind of broadens the market and makes it even more attractive, and therefore it sells quickly.
Thank you.
Anything else, Councillor? Okay, so on the recommendation.
I've got my hand up there.
Oh, Councillor Menard, didn't see you there.
Thanks very much. Yes, I'm just wondering, I've got a couple questions to staff. What is the city's current total debt?
I believe it's $2.96 billion. That's as of the end of 2021. And so if you equate that to take an average homeowner with a $400,000 home, it's an equivalent of about a $49,000 mortgage on their property.
Okay, 2.96 billion. Okay, thank you. How much has that grown in the last, say, decade or so?
I don't have that number handy, Councillor, but I can certainly get that to you.
Okay, that would be very helpful. I'm glad to hear about the rates being low or a good time to issue this debt. Makes sense when that is the case. Is this funding that was secured as capital budgets in the previous budget, and that we're funding it now? Is that how it works, or is this on top of what we just approved in the last capital budget?
Really good question. And all of the debt that we issued is pre-approved in previous budgets. So this actually goes back a couple of years. It's not related to the 22 budget. And so we're always issuing a debt based on what council has approved us and given us authority to issue on.
Okay, fantastic. That's great. One thing I just wanted to raise, and been raising it a few times this term, is it does make sense to take on debt when there are preferred rates for things that can save us money in the future. And one thing I've been talking about a lot, Environment Committee at our sponsors groups meetings, is around our building efficiency. And we've previously held off of asking Hydro Ottawa to renovate our buildings, doing deeper retrofits that save us money over 5, 7, 8 year payback times. Because we were talking about the fact that their rates might be higher than what we could borrow at. And hearing today that we can borrow at fairly low rates, that it's a good deal for the city, I just wonder on staff's take on that piece. Are we getting closer to a point where we can start a type of retrofit program on our buildings with these type of rates, given that our reasoning previously was that our Hydro Ottawa rates might be higher than we could borrow ourselves?
We do have work underway and have had work underway in terms of some of those retrofits. We work in partnership with Anvari through Hydro Ottawa. And as you know, we're working with the group in terms of climate change, looking at the different ways that we can finance some of the projects that we have on the project plan. So that work is underway. I don't have a direct answer in terms of debt financing because we're trying to find really the cheapest source of funds to be able to achieve this. And that work is not yet complete.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mayor. Appreciate the time.
Thank you very much, Councillor. Any other questions? Est-ce qu'il y a des autres questions, commentaires? So on item 1, carried. Item 2, enactment of bylaw, carried.
Carried.
Enactment of confirmation bylaw, carried.
Carried.
Any other business? No. Adjournment, carried.
Carried.
Thank you. Meeting adjourned. Merci beaucoup.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.